Hey guys, in this video, we're going to go through the 6-question quiz to see if you pass the wealth efficiency test. Our definition of efficiency here at BetterWealth is number 1, getting clear on what you want out of life, and number 2, removing any friction, any time, any barriers to get there. It's very simple, but a lot of people, number 1, don't know what they want, and number 2, don't have the system to be able to highlight what that is. So we as a team put together a 20-question quiz, and we called it the wealth efficiency quiz. It'll take you about 3 minutes to go through, and I highly encourage you to do that because what we found is a lot of people took it, thought they had their money thing figured out, and realized that they might only be thinking about income or investments. And it is true. If you have great investments and great income, you do have an advantage. But the person that is not being efficient is like a bucket with a bunch of holes, and as a reality is not able to really get to where they want to go the best way. And so the person that is efficient is able to get there a lot faster. And we just highlighted this through the quiz, and we were kind of blown away by the amount of people that we're getting pretty low scores. Now, I'm going to kind of teach you the cheat code and how to get the perfect score here. But the goal is, I don't care what your score is. The goal is I want you to be financially as fit and as set as you possibly can. And this was really eye-opening for a lot of people. And so, all right, we're jumping into question number 1. Do you have a proactive strategy to optimizing your credit score? All right, so I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Anytime you answer yes in this quiz, it's a right answer. Anytime you answer no or unsure, it's a wrong answer. Probably a very simplistic way to do this. I probably would make a really bad high school or college teacher. Point of this quiz is not to have you get a perfect score. The point of this quiz is to prove and highlight a point. So anytime you say no to the 6 questions, it's a wrong. Anytime you say yes, it's a right. So going back to, do you have a proactive strategy for your credit score? If the answer is yes, awesome, let's move along. If the answer is no, like a lot of people, or if it's unsure, like a lot of people, and you might ask, why is credit score so important? Credit score is so important because it literally is tied to almost everything. It could be tied to how you make your money. It could be tied to the debts and liabilities that you have. It could be tied to your assets or business opportunities out there. I don't want to over exaggerate. Like, having a good credit score is, there's like no problems with having a good credit score. It literally makes every part of your life better. Having a bad credit score makes almost every area of your life worse. There's aspects of insurance. If you had a really bad credit score, you have to pay higher insurance premiums. Why? Because credit score is just one of those things that I don't 100% agree with. I don't endorse, but it's just the way of the land. And so at the end of the day, if you want to be efficient with your wealth, you have to understand how the credit score works, and you have to have an active, proactive strategy to increase it. So I'm going to go through the 5 areas you should at least be aware from your credit score. So area number 1 is payment history. Area number 2 is the amount owed. Area number 3 is the length of credit history. Area number 4 is new credit. And area number 5 is your credit mix. In this video, I'm not going to go into all the details. Question number 2, do you have an investment strategy that is aligned with your future goal? Very simple. Is where you're investing your money, your 401k, your Roth IRA, your real estate, your house hacking, your crypto, is it best aligned with where you want to go? You know, if you follow this channel, I hate the word retirement. I think it's just a horrible word. I think it should be called future cash flow planning. And the same thing goes with this. If you're putting your money for the ability to cash flow or finance your dream, that's a way better way to think about your investments than just, is my investments growing? Because at the end of the day, rate of return can't be spent, and it really is not a good metric across the board to realizing, is this truly helping you? So that's number 2. Are you confident with your investment strategy, and are they aligned with your future goals? If the answer is no or unsure, highlight this. This is an area to be more efficient. If the answer is yes, congratulations, you got this question right. Question number 3 is, do you have a system for analyzing the difference between good debt and bad debt? Good debt is simply reducing your risk, increasing your net worth, increasing your cash flow, getting you closer to where you want to go. Bad debt does the exact opposite. It makes you more at risk, reduces your net worth, reduces your cash flow, and puts friction in between you and where you want to go. I'm shocked how many people just go off of a feeling. They don't have a system for saying, this is good debt. This actually does all the 4. And this is bad debt. This like takes me away and reduces my cash flow. There's a lot of different ways to analyze this, but if you don't have a system to be able to look at your debt portfolio and say, this is good and this is bad, highlight this. There's areas of improvement. I have plenty of videos on this channel that go through that. And we have people on our team that help people day in and day out get really clear on what debt they have, and is it good debt or is it bad debt? Question number 4 is, do you have a tax strategy? Yes, congratulations. If you're like a majority of people, your answer is no or unsure. 9 out of 10 business owners are overpaying on their taxes. And this is probably not shocking to you, because if you are a business owner, you probably feel like deep down that you are overpaying. And even if you're a W-2, you might feel like deep down, like there's got to be a better tax strategy, or there's got to be a different way. And here's the reality. A lot of people are reactive. They just like pay what they have to pay. And very few people are proactive. They're not thinking like, okay, what can I do to lower my taxes? Obviously legally. And I have a video that I did on this channel that talked about the 5 fundamental ways to pay less in taxes: understanding deductions, understanding credits, understanding entity structures, understanding things like depreciation and advanced strategies. And it's just understanding how all that can come together and really enhance your tax situation. I would encourage you, if you do not have a tax strategy, to take this serious. We as a team do this thing called a tax analysis review. We can show you, are you overpaying on your taxes, and highlight some areas in your tax system. If you're not happy or you do not have a tax strategy, I would encourage you to take advantage of that. Obviously, we would love for you to take your answer from no or unsure to yes. So that's question number 4. Do you have a tax strategy? Question number 5 is, do you have a formal estate plan, which includes wills, trust, and power of attorneys? This is something that a lot of people say no to or unsure. A lot of you know that it is important, but it doesn't seem urgent. And here's what I'll say. Getting your ducks in a row for future death, something happens to you health-wise, and just understanding like, hey, you can have a trust, but if it's not funded, what's the point of it? Like understanding like, is everything put together? And obviously if you have kids, super important, but even if you're building wealth, knowing that our life is temporary is really key. And a lot of times thinking with the end in mind just helps us be quote unquote more efficient, i.e. get really clear on what we want. And sometimes we can save years and years of just clarity by thinking with the end in mind. If the answer is no or unsure, I would highlight that question and really work with us or somebody to help you with your estate plan. Question number 6, do you review home, auto, umbrella, and life insurance policies on an annual basis? Obviously, this is really important. Many of us are walking around with a fraction of the coverage we should actually have. And some of us are overpaying for the coverages that we have. Some of us have duplicate coverages. And a lot of us are just not being intentional for what we truly want. And it's really important to just have an annual pulse. I'm just like checking in on a lot of these things. Get it? Like credit, debt, your insurances, your tax strategies. Like this is an annual pulse, at least for a lot of these. And so again, if the answer is no or unsure, highlight this question and there's opportunities to be efficient. Now, I want to let you know something. Now, coming up with these 6 questions out of the 20 were hard because like all 20 questions. And again, if you've not taken our wealth efficiency quiz, I would encourage you to take 3 to 5 minutes and actually take it. I would be really curious to hear your thoughts, and please comment in the comments like what your wealth efficiency score was. If you're not embarrassed to share, I'd be curious, like what questions can we add to this? Do you appreciate the conversation around wealth efficiency? Do you resonate with this concept of focusing on being efficient and not just focusing on investments or making money? Investments and making money are important, but understanding that wealth has a lot to do with the whole aspect of us, and understanding that we shouldn't neglect any one of those areas. So again, I wanted to thank you for subscribing, for watching, for sharing our videos, and for allowing us to have a platform to share this concept of intentional living and being more efficient. I would love to hear how you did in the simple 6-question wealth efficiency quiz. And until next time, we'll see you on the next video.